Well, government officials are bracing for the possibility that migrating birds will carry a deadly strain of avian flu into North America as soon as this summer. Starting this month, officials are testing upwards to 100,000 birds in the flyways of Alaska. It's there, scientists believe, migrating birds from Asia could expose wild birds from North America as they share the same breeding grounds. And while such exposure may well be inevitable, federal wildlife experts are stepping up efforts to test for a virus that has proven deadly in parts of Asia. Here's our Brian Bindley.
Scientists are testing birds at an unprecedented rate this year. The U.S. government is bracing for the definite possibility of the deadly H5N1 avian flu strain being carried into the United States this spring by migratory birds.
We're closely monitoring the rapid spread of the H5N1 virus overseas, and we now believe it is likely that we will detect it within our borders in the United States.
The Secretaries of Agriculture, Interior, and Health and Human Services told the media avian influenza is likely to come to the United States, and they are taking precautions and making preparations.
Based on the spread of this virus in Asia, Europe, and into Africa, we expect it to show up in North America at some point, possibly this year. The interagency surveillance strategy is designed to help us find the disease as soon as possible after it enters North America, and then take the appropriate steps to protect public health.
The major concern rests now on migratory birds, but H5N1, if spread to the poultry industry, would have a major effect. However, state veterinarian Becky Brewer says the industry is prepared for an outbreak.
The commercial industry has been very, very quick to jump on that bandwagon, and there's not a single flock that is produced in Oklahoma that isn't tested for avian influenza, both high path and low path.
Brewer says that if avian influenza is found in the Oklahoma flock, that a response team would be formed and set up to quarantine the area in as little as 2 hours.
Biosecurity is the #1 leading thing that folks who raise poultry can do to protect their investment and also to protect the Oklahoma flock.
Agriculture Secretary Mike Johann said the detection of H5N1 in wild birds would not mean the virus would reach commercial poultry. And even if it did, properly prepared poultry is safe to eat because cooking kills the virus. If highly pathogenic avian influenza is detected in commercial flocks, he said USDA would act quickly and aggressively.
We would immediately establish a quarantine area around the infected birds and restrict movement into and out of that area to prevent the further spread of the virus. 2, we would humanely destroy the birds and disinfect the area. 3, we would step up testing throughout the region to ensure that the virus does not spread. And 4th, the quarantine would be lifted only when tests confirm that the area is free of the virus.
Health and Human Services Secretary Mike Leavitt said while the virus is not easily transmitted from person to person at this time, HHS is making preparations because the virus could change forms in the future and spread between people.
The first is monitoring the disease, developing vaccines, stockpiling countermeasures, coordinating state and local preparedness, and working on ways to talk about this effectively to give people a sense of perspective and planning.
So as we wait and test for the H5N1 virus to enter the North American flyway, officials say that preparation is our only line of defense.
So we need to be aware, we need to be prepared, but we don't need to panic.